Well, good afternoon and welcome to Clarity. My name's Barbara Gray and this is Paul Church.
Good afternoon, everybody.
And hopefully Grace will be in the building with you. My daughter, she's all the way from Brooklyn, adding a little bit of flavour to the party. Now she will be there to help you answer any questions in the chat. And other than that, I think we're good to go today, aren't we?
Just a little bit early, so we'll just wait for some friends to join us and we'll get the all clear from Gracie to make sure she can hear us.
Make sure the sound is good. And this morning, of course, we were in the shack and we concluded the owls.
Yes.
And this afternoon, we're going to take you back on a trip down memory lane to the very first Kiss range that Tina Cox kindly designed for us.
So what's the idea behind Kiss? What does Kiss mean?
Keep it simple. Keep it simple, stupid. No, keep it simple. Stamps. Keep it simple. Stencils. Keep it simple. Stash. The Kiss range. What I found was that we were getting more and more complicated. You know, more and more sophisticated. And then for newcomers or people who'd lost their mojo, or especially during lockdown, where people were just all over the place in their heads, not dissimilar to now, we realised that our stamps were, they were scene builders. There was quite complex, you know, it was quite a complex thought process.
Yes.
And so we decided to create a range of stamps that was so simple that you could literally stamp it, colour it, it was done.
Job done.
Yeah, with a couple of stickers, a little bit of layering paper, and that was the Kiss range. And Tina's always had that kind of real stylised...
Tina Cox.
Tina Cox, yeah. She's always had that real stylised flavour, hasn't she?
Yes, she has.
And so her designs were absolutely perfect for this. They were young, fresh, funky, just simple sketches that we then converted into this wonderful collection.
So should we have a look at the complete collection to see what we've got on offer?
Well, we're going to look at, there are 20 sets altogether, right?
There are indeed.
So there are 10 A6 sets.
Yes.
Which are larger.
Yeah.
And then there are 10 smaller
little A7
sets as well. So what we could only squeeze.
Our counter was so big.
We were only able to squeeze the large ones on our counter. So you can see here, this is our Kiss range.
It is indeed. So this is a set of 10 A6 stamp sets from Tina Cox. This is Kiss by Clarity, Tina's Flower A6 stamp collection. Now these would normally be £9.99 each. So when you look at the price you're paying there, £59.90, you're getting 4 of them for free, basically.
Yeah.
However, if you belong to any of our clubs, you'll also get a further discount. So if you're a Diamond Club member, it brings it down to £50.92, which means basically for that 92p, if you're a Diamond Club member, it means you're getting, it's half price.
Which is substantial, isn't it?
It really, really is.
So and so that's worth bearing in mind when you're just hold fire though, because there's a similar discount on the smaller sets as well.
There is indeed. So if I bring the details up on the side of the screen, which is item number 12096, you've got Kiss by Clarity, Tina's Flowers A7 stamp collection, should be £74.90. And you're going to be paying £39.90. Now, if you're in the club, a Diamond Club member, it's £33.92.
Just bear with me.
I think we zoomed in a little bit earlier when we were looking.
Didn't we? It's like, well, that doesn't stack up. Yeah.
We rehearsed this earlier.
Yeah, so much for that. So what we decided to do was offer up all 10 of the little baby ones because they are... I didn't want to skim over them because each little set has got gorgeous designs within it.
And you can see that, can't you? The little elements on there.
Yeah,
and you've got the
especially with your stamp pens.
Yeah, and the packaging as well. It gives you the inspiration just of what you could do with that little set.
That's it. And so you can see how many stamps you're going to get in this set. Now, one of the things also is, of course, the stamp pens.
Yes.
They work gloriously with this with this set of stamps, and you can see that these little tiny elements will just lend themselves beautifully. So what I wanted to suggest that you do, because I'm going to show you 10 little A7 sets. And each of them has a number here. But of course, if you wanted to buy the entire collection, then you can see here the number of all of them is 12096. That's for all 10 of these little baby A7 sets. And you'll be saving £35. So normally you would be paying £74.90 for 10 of these. And so we've cut the price substantially, and you'll be saving £35. So you'll be paying just under £40 for all 10 of those small ones.
That's madness, isn't it? And we found this was going to be the best way to share them with our friends at home, because there were so many and our counter was so small.
So what I thought I would do is just show you, and I wanted you to get a piece of paper, just in case you want the individuals.
Yeah.
These are the numbers on the individual sets. If you think, oh, I don't want all 10 of them, I just want a few of them.
Yeah.
Then perhaps this is the way to go. Having said that, the savings, how much are the small ones?
On the small ones, so the saving is £35.
No, I meant how much.
They are normally £7.49.
So if you buy them individually, it will be
£7.49 each.
£7.49.
Yeah.
But if you buy, there you go. So 10 of them, you can see here on the side, it says £74.90, which tracks.
It really does.
Yeah.
And also, if you go to the front of our website, which is claritycrafts.com, go to the blue button that says Clarity TV. There's a show page that will show all of the items individually as well, because there's lots of stuff that Barb's going to share with us over the course of the next hour. And obviously, we can only bring so Barb can get on with the demos rather than keep interrupting. That's the best place to sort of like shop ahead and go straight into that page.
Right on the home page, right in the top right-hand corner, it looks just like this, and it says Clarity TV in that colour.
Yeah, and all the items in there, and I'll be updating that after the show, because Barb's added a few more little bits and pieces in there.
Of course she did. What do you think she's been doing since the shack and now? I haven't left this building.
No,
I haven't left this room.
No, you've been to the bathroom once or twice, and that's it.
Too much information, Paul. I don't think they really care about that, do you?
I'm sure they do. They'd be worried about you that if you hadn't left the room.
Right, let's have a look. So, right, that's the stamp set for someone special. These are the stamps. And here we've got a couple of pieces of artwork just to, so that you can see just how easy and lovely these art pieces are, these stamps are when they're used.
Yes,
right.
Don't they look lovely in the different colourways?
Yeah. So I'm going to hand that to you, Paul.
Yeah.
We have a system. Here's the next
Let's see
one.
if we can get it to work.
A7, we can see here, 11607. This is a really nice one. Wishing you lots of happiness. You can see there are lots of little tiny stamps for your stamp pens. This is a really neat one by Sam Crow, of course it is. And then we've got a really nice, I like that idea.
With the Clarity characters.
Yeah, very nice indeed. So this is an interesting, and it works in any direction.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah, very nice indeed. So that's number 2. Number 3 coming up. So here we've got these beautiful, there's that long piece there that lends itself beautifully to a frame, 11606. This is a thinking of you with a little heart, again, stamp pens a go-go, and you can see how interesting.
Perfect for our little mini makes, aren't they?
They are. So that's another reason why we wanted to put them on the telly today, because of course the mini make section on our on Facebook has pretty much taken off. I'd say.
I would say so.
I'd say it's taken off, and these little stamps, this kiss range is absolutely perfect for ATCs, mini makes. You know what? The Parchers might even enjoy these.
I reckon they would, like little finishing tricks as well.
So you're going to be showing these tomorrow?
I'm showing these in Groovy tomorrow at 2 o'clock.
Interesting.
Yes, with Jazz.
So these are the corners, lovely pattern building opportunities.
I love it.
11605. Happy today to you.
Nice. And you can obviously mix and match all the sentiments. If you've gone for that complete collection, you can obviously mix and match them all, can't you?
Exactly. So here we have this little vase, which is a great stamp. It's as it comes, just like that, with little additional flowers if you wanted to make the bouquet a little bit more expensive.
Yeah, and you can decorate the vase as well with the little elements.
Your corners, yeah, very nice. Have a great day. So it's a real useful 11604, that one is. But that's not to say, here's an interesting piece of artwork. So this is a really nice stencil. And you can see here how the outie and the innie have been used to great effect. Celebrate your day using this stamp as an infill. So that's the other thing to consider about small stamps is, of course, they make great fillers.
Yes, and also like that technique where you do borders with the low tack tape.
That's right. That's it. So I'll show you that in a moment.
And I quite like this. It looks like a
faux corner.
Yeah.
Yeah, easy to use, especially with this faux corner.
Yes.
So that's 11549. Another really great collection.
Okay.
Right, and this is another neat one. So corners here, you can see celebrate this one is. So you're getting really useful words with each of these sets. Yep. And again, a brilliant little stamp pen opportunity. This is all done with masks or masking tape to isolate those areas and create colourful. These are lovely.
I wonder whether those simple shape masks you've got on the show today.
That would be perfect.
That would be a rectangle.
Yeah, exactly.
That may have been done using that.
Absolutely. And failing that, you can use masking tape.
Yeah.
11485 is that one. But like I say, you're getting pretty much half price.
So much
if you just invest in all of them. This is a great one. Sending love your way. You can see here 11478. I'm just suggesting that if you do want to only buy a couple of them, then you should be writing those numbers down.
Definitely.
This is another nice piece of artwork. There's a lovely one. Love that. I remember doing that on telly. So this is using all the little elements within the set, the little drops. Yeah, very nice, isn't it?
Yes.
So interestingly, that one is 11478. Right, and then we've got another one here. So it just keeps on going, really.
I know.
This is a nice one. Love to you. So you've got this hanging. This is really cool. So you've got these little tiny, again, for the stamp pen people.
Oh, yes.
These are great. Right, so this all ties into that. Simple, keep it simple.
Yes.
Easy does it, travel gently. What we're all about.
Yeah.
11477 for this little beautiful set. And you can see here we've got, love that,
the
cat silhouettes perched on top of this little guy. They're so good, isn't it? Look, we've got two different ones pointing in different directions. Really nice. Great for a frame builder.
Yeah.
And then last but not least, we've got this one, which I really like, 11476. I really like this one. It's very funky and really useful. Get well soon. Hope you feel better soon. So we've got two different options here. And I'm going to actually do this card and show you. I want to show you the background on that because it's very nice indeed.
That looks as if it's been stuck on top, doesn't it? Decoupaged.
No, that's just a little trick with the grey pencil. I'll grab my grey pencil and show you that. But you can see here how nicely that tees up as well. So
really nice.
Yeah, so they're really beautiful 10 tiny little
stamp sets.
And you can see here.
Yeah, so the item number for that is 12096. Should be £74.90. You're going to save £35, which brings it down to £39.90. So that's all for the little bitty itty sets. And then if you wanted to go for the original, the larger collection, which is 12097, then the price on that, you're going to save £40, which brings it down to £59.90, which as a non-club member, you're going to get 4 for free. However, if you're a Diamond Club member, that saving means you're going to get them half price. So we ready to come back to the front screen?
Just bear with me 1 second, because I'm just trying to get my bits together, because I want to show you how simple this is.
Okay.
You know, so I'm just hoping that the camera is going to behave. Yes. Okay. Do you know what? Right. Good news. We're getting a new camera tomorrow.
Are we?
Yeah, we are.
Wow, excellent.
Bit the bullet. Got my credit card out. Yeah, new camera being delivered mañana. Well, it better be here tomorrow, or I'll be on the blower. Yeah, so I'm happy about that.
Wow, yes.
Right, so let's just take a little look. I want to do some little tricks and tips just to show you how easy this is. So this little stamp set here, just to give you an idea of how this works. Right, so we've got a little stamp set here. I'm going to take this stamp.
Yeah.
It's a vase. It's done already. We haven't got to mask anything off. It's there for you.
That was the whole purpose of the Keep It Simple, wasn't it? There was no masking or anything like that. But if you wanted to, you could.
Yeah, that's it. So now we've got a choice. We can take a card and we can go straight to the card like that.
That's lovely.
Right, which is easy. Or we can take a smaller piece of card like this, and we can add it to the top like a topper.
Oh,
right. So it's up to you. This is obviously, if we're going on the stressometer, you know, this is less stressful because, of course,
if you make a mistake, you can turn it over.
Yeah, you turn it over. Whereas if you make a mistake on that, yeah. So I'm all in favour of that. Let me just ink up this stamp, and let's see. Now, one of the things, right, top tips.
Yeah.
When you're inking up a stamp, when it's the first time of using the stamp, you probably want to check it first. You know, just test it.
That's because your ink pad may have dried up a little, and everything else.
Exactly. So we just want to see. We'll just stamp it onto one of the 3.5 by 3.5, and I'm going to assume that it's going to work. Okay.
So you're not just going to stamp it randomly.
No,
you're going to stamp it
because I might be able to use it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but if it doesn't work, then I haven't wasted my time cutting that tall piece, because I've got an idea for that. See.
Right.
So I'm just going to ink this up. Let's hope that the stamp works, and then we'll just hover with the handle. These stamp handles, the mounts that we use, are very good because you can hold the handle and then you can see, it doesn't matter how big the stamp is or how, you know, it's all about that, isn't it?
And there was a story behind the way in which these mounts were designed, weren't they, back in the day, over 30 odd years ago? That's lovely.
32 years ago to be precise. Yeah, well, because in the beginning,
right, there's a song there.
I was making stamps for children, and the strap line was always big art, little hands, because their little fingers could wrap in there, and they could see what they were doing, you see, and they could do their alphabets. Like that's where the nursery rhyme.
Yeah.
And then, of course, adults got hold of these and said, well, these are very ergonomic. This is brilliant for hovering. You can hover with the handle.
Yeah.
And then you can position. So you can see now how easy it is. So I've already got one on the go there.
Okay. Right. So if you search for mounts on our website, then you'll be able to find all the different sizes. We've got the mini mounts. We've got the XL mounts.
So now I'm going to just pop my vase on my... One's for test, one's for best.
Yeah, that's the
that's good enough.
Best. Yeah,
yeah, that probably will be. It's always the way, isn't it? No, perfect. So we've got our stamped images, and now let's have a look what else we've got here, because there are a lot of little bits and pieces, elements, and we can use these elements to great effect. So have a great day, for example. There, look,
that looks nice.
Yeah, but I want it to be a bit tighter, so I'm going to stamp them separately.
Okay.
I think I want to stamp them separately so I can, and what I'll do is, just so that you can see what I'm doing, I'm going to use a tall mount, like that, so you can see what I'm doing.
Okay.
Yeah. So for example, I could pop it there, I'll pop it underneath, and then I'm going to use, I'll use another mount. So it doesn't always have to be a tall one, like that. Okay. And then what I'll do is, just because I'm going to pop an anti-wobble device. Right. I mean, now with the stamp pens, but these are too long for the stamp pen. But this is a great way of, when you're using delicate one-line stamps like that.
And it's on the edge of the mount.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you kind of want to make sure that, this is for those of you who are starting out stamping. Right, let's just pop the word in place. Remember, one's for test and one's for best.
Okay.
Right, I've got another thing that I'm going to tell you.
Go on then.
This is important. And when I do online workshops, I talk about this quite a bit. It's about not just making one thing. When you're only making one card, then all your focus is on one card.
Yeah.
If it goes wrong, then that's that card blown.
Yeah.
But if you do several, like now,
like a little mini batch making.
There you go. It is that. If you're making, especially when you're using this range, you make several cards, right? So you stamp it out several times on different pieces of paper.
Yeah.
Now you're not emotionally loaded to one particular piece, right? So now it doesn't matter. So I've got a bit of colour there, but if that one doesn't work so well, whatever. I've got four other ones.
It's that psychological thing, isn't it?
So how many you pick is up to you. I usually go with 4 or 5 when I'm working. If you read my blog yesterday, you will have seen that I took a really big print
Lovely, yeah.
and I chopped it up, a leafy print, and I chopped it up into 4. I could have chopped it up into 8, but time, you know.
Yeah.
It was a really good film on telly I wanted to watch. But I did the 4, and because I had 4, I didn't get, oh, I love that leaf best. Oh, I can't cope. If I get that one wrong, oh, I'll be heartbroken. It's a piece of paper. And so there's a lot to be said. And I don't like particularly the word batch making, but I do like the idea of making several at the same time, which I guess is batch making, but it sounds like you're in mass production.
Yeah.
But it's not that.
It just takes the pressure off, doesn't it?
Yeah, and also if it didn't stamp out so well, then you can use that one to do a little bit of colouring on.
Yeah.
You see?
Use that as your test piece, couldn't you, for your composition?
Precisely.
And, yeah.
So there's a lot more going on here than just stamping up a little card, you know. So if this one goes wrong, don't matter, I've got that one. You see? So now I'm going to put "Have a Great Day" in there. This is my test one.
Okay.
Well, they're both been tested because they're both equally good, right? Okay, nice. Right, so I'm going to go again.
Okay, and you're careful not to ink up that little anti-wobbling device.
Yeah, good point. So, you know, if you ink that up, that wouldn't be so clever. No. So now I'm just going to hover. Then I'll lay down. See, what you do is you position it. Then you rest on the anti-wobble device, and then you lower.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So now I can give a little wiggle. Perfect.
Nice.
Right. So then I'm going to take my other piece. See, and I can go in there now, and I'm priming the stamp. I'll have a look where I want to put it. You see this, okay?
Yeah.
And then I'll lean on my anti-wobble device and then plant. There you go. Nice.
Yeah.
So that's, see, let me take the next
one.
one.
And that little line will work both ways, won't it?
Well, why not try it? Let's try it. Okay, so it's different now. It's your fault if it doesn't work.
I don't mind getting the blame. You've got another one to go back to.
There you go. So, there you are. See?
Yeah.
So it works better that way around because of the
way that the flow.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter because I've got 2 anyway. And you can see here that's been changed. That's gone that way around as well. So it's neither here nor there, you know, but it's just something different.
You could put above and below, couldn't you, if you were just using the little sentiment as a little topper?
That's it. Yeah. So there are lots of different ideas. And when it comes to the stamps themselves, if you felt that you wanted to add a little bit more, then you've got more flowers, which is cool.
Yeah.
You know? And the other thing is, of course, that you can decorate the vase itself. So let's take one of those flower designs. Let's take, this is where your stamp pen would come in handy, wouldn't it?
It would, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Let's see what this looks like. If I take that one, let's see, I could pop that one in there like so. There, so that's quite nice. That's nice. So we've got that design. And then we've got, I used them all on my anti-wobbles, didn't I? Let's do the tulip, right? So, and these would fit beautifully on the stamp pens there. So you can see how you're building up your stash now. Very, very, you know, when I said this is Kiss, this is Kiss, this is Keep It Simple.
And this is just one of those little A7 stamp sets that you're focusing on here.
1 out of the 10.
Yeah.
And once you've got your artwork like this, now it's up to you how you want to colour in. You know, I'm just replacing all my stamps.
So that you know exactly where to find them afterwards.
Exactly. So I just pop that on there like so. So now that's in my folder. And what's nice is I've got this index, so I know which one it is, you see. So that's back in there.
And
like
you've also got some inspiration on ways to treat them as well, haven't you, if you wanted to.
Which is lovely, isn't it?
So if you wanted just that one little set on its own, then the item number for that is 11604. But I'm sure many of you will be going for that larger collection, which is 12096. It should be £74.90. You're going to save £35, which means it's £39.90. If you're a Diamond Club member, that brings it down to £33.92. So that's a really, really big saving on there. And Barb's just using the Pergolina pencils there to colour in.
She is. She's just using the B pencils. So you can go over the top, get a bit of shadow going, bit of depth. I mean, the images are that kind of doodly.
Yes.
That you don't have to overthink the colouring at all.
And that was another idea behind it, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That it was to keep it simple, that you didn't spend hours
Exactly.
on the colouring in.
Exactly. And you know, if you want to go with, you can use the watercolor brushes, pencils. You can use, it doesn't matter, you know, it depends entirely. You've got 30 in the box and you can use whichever one you like. You know, it just depends entirely on what paper you're going to put in the background, how you're going to, you know, how do you want to decorate it, which way do you want to go. So for example, you could go straight to the paper, or like here's just a backing idea. Right, so I've got, say I take the yellow ones, and I've got this, I did it with a paintbrush, just
that's
flicking.
Right. Yeah, with ink pads squidged out on water.
So you could stamp straight onto that.
Yeah.
Like I'll do that in a moment. You can do the white. Now, how do you separate this out? You can use a black mark. Right, that definitely works, doesn't it? Or if you wanted to, you could use the Perga colours to get a colourful edge
so
around
it ties in, rather than using a black line.
So that might work better. A yellow. Let's go with an orange that we can see. Let's see which one we think. So again, you can use these to colour in too, can't you?
And because they've got the two different ends to it, you've got like a really an ultra fine nib on one end to get into the detail. Or you've got more of like a bullet one that sort of has that quicker coverage if you wanted to.
Yeah.
And these are also water-based as well. So you can scribble out onto your mix mats. You can pick up with your water brushes. And dilute the colour as well.
So I just wanted to show you that. So these are quite bright, aren't they? Quite opaque, right? But if I take these and I just put them on there like now, let's just put a bit of white card underneath there. So now I'm using my mix mat just to add a little bit of colour to that. Now if I take my watercolour pen,
the brushes, we have those on the website,
and I just take a little tiny bit. I don't need much, but just a tiny bit of water like that. Right, and then what you'll find is when you use this, it will be a lot more fluid and a lot less
in your face.
Well, there's a word.
Vibrant.
So I can go in now and I can add a little bit more color like so. You see, now the B pencils, they would not move, but the watercolor pencils do, as do the Perga colors. So now if I wanted to color in a larger area, like a vase, you see, now I can take that watercolor brush. This is a game changer for me, that I can take those pens as you suggest. I mean,
look at the difference in the shade of that color from where you've gone onto those little tulips direct with the pen. And now just by scribbling out onto the mix mat, it looks a completely different color.
But you can see, if we come in a bit tighter, you can see how easily you can, you wouldn't think it was the same
pen.
Well, it's not. One was orange and one was yellow. But say I take the darker pen now, right? You can see it was a darker orange. Right, take the same pen, same water. Just darken it up a little bit like that. Right, now I can take that color and I can add, for example, well, let's have a look. I can go around here and let's see if I add a little bit of depth through here like that. Thanks, Paul. Right. See, I can add a bit of shade just by going over the top. Now it looks as if it's...
If the light's coming,
So you can see how easy it is to use those Perga colours as actual watercolour. Well, I like that. And now I can take that same orange, if I want to add a little bit of depth to the flowers. See, it's a game changer. Now let's have a look.
And you know what this would look lovely in as well? Those little petite journals.
Oh yeah.
These little stamps, because it is a watercolor paper in there, isn't it? As well. These would look lovely in there.
And going back to how to frame this, right, which was where we were headed. Let me just take a piece of coloured paper so you're not looking at white, right? If I could take those pens again, we're having a bit of a drive on these pens here.
We are, but I think sometimes we often, there we go.
Sorry.
We often forget that they're in the cupboard.
Yeah.
And there's so many uses for them.
That's right. So, you know, like we usually take a black Sharpie pen and do this.
Yeah.
These.
Put my hand there just to stop it.
Is it? Sorry, is that work?
Yeah,
oh, I can't wait till tomorrow. Right.
Okay.
There you go, you see. So you've got this combination trick of using the pens undiluted.
And it's really
Right.
nice because it ties in with the colours that
It does
you've
indeed.
used.
Yeah. So you're using them diluted to colour in with a mix mat and a little bit of water, and a water brush works. Cool, nearly. Right. So when you do this, you don't need a ruler. You just dig down, just chisel in and go for it. But you'll see now when I take this and I add that to the back,
all of a sudden, yeah,
it just separates it from the backdrop.
Yeah.
So it looks really good. Now, I just wanted to show you really how that's just one little set of these stamps. That one little set there. We've already got 2. I'm in the ATC club.
There we go. So, and it's great about the little mini makes, isn't it? Because it is. I mean, that hasn't taken you that long to do, has it? Really.
And I like the idea of adding the shade like that, because even though it's a simple stamp, it still is very easy to.
Yeah, if you're really good at your colouring in and you want to spend the time on it, then you can.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so there you go. Did you want to let me just
okay. So let me
up?
have a look at that pack shot. So this is for the large collection. So this is item number 12097. So it's the A6 version. You've got 10 stamp sets there. And the price should normally be £99.90. You're going to save £40, which brings it down to £59.90. And if you're a Diamond Club member, it brings it down even more to £50.92. Now, if you want to have a look at the A6 on your screen, the item number there is 12096. And Barb just used one of those little A7 stamp sets. Don't forget, you can go to the show page on our website, claritycrafts.com, go to the little turquoisey blue button that says Clarity TV, and you'll see all those things. Later on, I'll go back in, I'll add in the Perga colour pens, I'll add the water brushes in, and it just means that if you're watching this back at a later time, then you know exactly that you can go back and watch it on catch up and go to that page, and then you'll be able to find everything that's been showcased.
Okay.
Now, there's one other thing. Literally, they've just come in about an hour ago, and I thought we'd have a look at these mini makes. We've been talking about mini makes, and we've sourced these, haven't we?
Yeah.
And these are really, really exciting. So these are You have a little bit of storage. I'm going to bring it in on the overhead. Let me put them in number.
I'll just move my demo out of the way then.
But I'm sure some of our friends. I'm going to zoom out a little bit now. Zoom out.
You got a 50-50 chance, Paul.
Yeah, there we go. Really zoomed out. So we've got these 3 different folders. These are our mini makes and ATC storage folders. I'm going to bring it up on the screen. You've got black, blue, or pink. Okay, so I know lovely Jane will probably go for the pink. So the black one is item number 31755. The blue is 31756, and the pink is 31755. Now, what's great about these is, look, perfect for storing your ATCs and your PTCs. Okay, and look, and they get so if you're part of the swap, or maybe you're just doing little bits and pieces, then these are a great way to keep them all nice and pristine.
I'm just going to go and get my ATC
the one that you received in your swap. So really, really lovely for storing these. I'm going to zoom back in a little bit now because I went out way too wide. Okay, and it has this lovely elasticated strap that goes around the outside. So that's your black one on the screen. Then you've got the blue, and then finally you've got the pink. So maybe you want to, if you're taking part in 2 of them, maybe you want one for maybe your pink for your Pergamano and Groovy, blue for your Stampy and Stencily, and then one maybe just for your everyday.
Now I've got another little. So Jazz and I, we were working on the labels today.
Yes.
Right. We did that in between shows as well.
Yeah.
Okay. And what I suggested was that this is 2.5 by 3.5. So if you were doing an ATC or a PTC, it's exactly the right size.
Wow.
Yeah, I just thought it'd be a good way.
That is.
Right. So it's just a standard. So you know, if you're going to do a swap, it's going to fit that
on there.
like that. And this was, look, The Earth Sings in Flowers.
Nice.
By Jenny Taylor.
And this was your ATC swap.
Yeah, this was the one that I got. So let me see. I'm going to go. I like the blue one. Okay. So you can see now, because I'm in the club, I'm in the ATC swap. Look, isn't that lovely? There you go. So that's my first one.
Library,
yeah. So it's a collector, isn't it? It's for collectors. I like that.
And we've only got a limited amount of stock of these for the time being.
Yeah,
so
I wanted to see if you like them before we spend a fortune. I spent all my money on a camera. So I said, no. He said, oh, I know, they've got lots of lovely colours. I said, yeah, well, that's exciting.
Yeah, exactly.
You can get 20 of each. Stop.
That's it. So once they're gone for a while until we get some more, until we can get the camera to work. But don't go to the overhead because it is blurry.
Is it? I hate this camera.
There we go.
There you go. So that's how it works, friends.
Aren't they great? $12.99 plus your Clarity Craft Club discount as well.
Very good.
And it holds 160 of
there
those little ATCs or PTCs.
And so that's years.
But maybe if you're doing both the groovy and the stampy one, then
But I also, I have to say, right, so I'm going to keep Jenny's card as well, safe. But what I also think is that when you're making little pieces like this, if you want to kind of have a stash, you know, I mean, this is 3.5 by 3.5, so it's not going to fit in there. Well, I say that it would just overlap a little bit. Oops. So if I want to sort of hang on to my artwork, well, I make duplicates, don't I? You see, I mean, I haven't gone for ATC size; I've gone for mini makes. But
it's a nice way of storing. I mean, even those long ones, you could put them in sideways just to keep them in one place, couldn't you?
Yeah, stash.
Yeah.
I would also just keep them in a slowdown box when they're not the right shape.
Yeah.
But this is your ATC, PTC, 2.5 by 3.5. And just so, if you're wondering what a 2.5 by 3.5 is, the label on the front
is exactly that size.
Yeah. I have my moments, Paul. I have my moments. Okay, so that's that.
Okay, I'll move that out of the way. I just wanted to share that with our friends, just in case they hadn't seen it.
Just so you know.
The pink one's yours. Okay, I'll have the blue one then. Pink clashes with the shirt. Put that blue that matches. You want your ATC back as well, don't you?
Yeah, I do. What's in me?
Did you put it in the pink one? No, you put it in the blue one.
Oh,
I'll swap it out for you.
Dear. There's no hope. There's no hope. Right, demo time.
Okay.
Right, so what I wanted to do was show you. This is camera is getting on my pip.
Don't forget, may need to just bring it in or bring it out a little bit.
Okay, let's check.
That looks all right.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use one of my favorite ones, which is this little one. Hope you feel better soon. Right, this is a gorgeous little set. There you go, 11476. That is it. You've got these funky little sprays, a butterfly, get well soon, a beautiful little, it's just so
It's
lovely.
A lovely little spray.
It really
isn't
is.
It?
And whilst it's done in black here, it also looks beautiful in bright colours.
Yeah.
Okay. So what I wanted to concentrate on was the back.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, because I really like, I mean, it's obvious how it's been stamped out.
Yeah.
Right. But it's about offering you different backgrounds. So I really love this stencil. Okay. So let me just show you this stencil. It's a floral flourish, 7 by 7. There we go. Thank you, Paul.
00434.
434.
434.
00434. Yeah, so this is a floral flourish. And Lisa will not be happy because this is a very, very intricate one.
Isn't it?
Ultra fine. But it's ultra beautiful and it's fantastic for backgrounds. So I thought I would show you how I would do a background. Now, if, for example, I've got choices. If, say, I wanted to do this, let me just hold this up. So you can see here, it's got an embedder as well. It's embedded. Okay. And I've taken a piece of card. Let me show you this. I've taken a piece of card. This is where your low tack tape comes in.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we've got those. If you want 4 rolls of that, it's item number 31212. Or if you just want one, it's 31211.
So you can see that the width of the masking tape is what's given you the border here.
Oh, I see.
Right.
Yes.
So depending on how big you want this,
Yeah.
do you see? It depends where do you want to go.
How close you come
So
in.
when you're doing this kind of work, really what you want to do is look at your embedders first. It's like you've got to work it backwards a little bit, right? So say, for example, let me show you how I put my compositions together. So if I've got the stamp, right, let's just take the stamp for the sake of argument. Now, do I want it to be, see, I can see this on the indexer, on the sheet. So is that going to be how big because remember that this is going to be outside of the machine,
outside of your background you're going to
exactly. So your square, your piece of card that you're using, you've got to kind of decide if this is going to be the embedder that I want, then I have to make the card about an inch. You see?
Yes.
I have to make it that much. So if I want to make the embedder that size, then I'm going to have to, then the card's got to be that size.
Yeah.
So the trick with these embedders, Clarity embedders, is you decide what size your canvas is going to be, what size your artwork is going to be. Like, say that's going to be the bit that's exposed.
Yeah.
That's going to be how much.
So this is a good way then also, isn't it, of using the embedders to work out, as you say, the canvas size.
Yeah. So what you're doing now is you're using the size of your embedder to work out how big you want the square to be.
Yes.
Yeah. But so you're working it backwards. If that's the size I want there, and then I know that I've got to make the card. You can always trim the card afterwards.
Yeah.
That's the way it works. See, the other thing is, if I want it to be really small, say I just want that.
Yeah.
So I want that size.
And is that a 3.5 by 3.5?
This is exactly that. So it makes it very simple. This is about 6 inches by 6 inches.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that so so what I'm saying is, if you start with 6 inches by 6 inches, then you've got a lot more wiggle room.
Yes.
But the bigger your card, if you're using the width of the masking tape, your inside's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
So you kind of got to work it out from the stamp. How much of the center do you want to give the background?
Yeah.
Yeah. Or you just go to a piece of card and then you stick the card on top. So in other words, whereas this is all in one piece, I could also just do that and pop that on the top of another
and then
piece.
work it from that way.
You know, I'm just saying that sometimes if you want to keep it simple, that might be easier.
Yes. And if you're interested in embedders, I'm sure many of our friends at home have already got them. So the item number is 31301. They're $12.99 plus your club discount. And this is for the original square and rectangles. And you get 8 square and 8 rectangle in that collection. Yeah,
and they are beveled as well.
Yes, you've got the radial and the right angle.
So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put a piece of masking tape. Now what? Let me show you. I'm going to come in tight so you can see this. And I'm just going to use the 3.5 by 3.5 for this one. Excuse me. Sorry. Let me just pop. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to pop that on there like that.
Okay.
And now that will give us a central focus. And then I'm just catching the edge of the.
I see. Yeah.
Yeah. Can you see that?
Yeah.
So I'm just going to catch the edge with the low tack masking tape. So that's going to be the only part of the card that's exposed, if you like.
Okay.
Right, so now I'm going to turn it round.
We've had a lovely message via Grace from one of our viewers, Jan Lee, who says, I've joined all 3 of your clubs, got my first delivery today, so happy with them all.
Oh,
that's wonderful,
lovely.
Isn't it?
That's great. Thank you. Jan, yeah?
Yeah.
Right, so now I'm going to take my stencil and I'm going to pop my stencil on there. I've already used it, you can see.
Yeah.
But the stencil will only be exposed, the ink will only go through that part. So I've created my canvas, right? If I wanted it to be smaller, then I'd have to create it now.
I see,
right?
yes.
I'd have to change it now. Okay, so I've done that. Now I'm going to take my low tack tape.
Okay.
And I can use this again. This isn't, for those of you who think, oh, it's very wasteful. I don't know. I use this all the time.
The low
again
tack
and
tape,
again.
and it has so many uses, not only for when you're working with the
That's
stencils,
it.
you use it with the felt,
Yeah.
and just to create those frames around your pieces of card.
Yes, that's it. And I'm staying quite tight to the area that I want to use or ink up, because I want the stencil to stay true
in position.
and in position. Yeah, that's it.
So delicate, this one.
It's very delicate, which is why I want to be
I suppose because if you go further away, then there's more chance of movement when you're applying the colour, isn't there?
Exactly. So now I've got my colour there.
Yeah.
And I've got my brushes, which they are coming. Please be patient. Believe you me, you've bought one set. I've bought lots more. And
they're on pre-order, which is 30006. And as soon as they land in the building, everyone that has pre-ordered them, they will be going out the door.
Exactly. So I've got my different, for the sake of TV, I've brought two darker colours in. Because when I did these, when I used those two, it was a little bit, that's what I'm after.
Yes.
Right. But for TV, it's a little bit too washy. This camera's not playing. But that's what we're headed for. That's what it will look like. But that's really what I'm after.
By just changing the colours.
Yeah, because if I stamp on top of that, it'll get lost.
Yes.
Unless it's a bold stamp.
Yeah.
So what I've got now is my brushes, and I'll start with my pink.
Okay.
And I'll hold my hand like that.
Yeah.
Let's just see what we've got first. And I'm just going to use my, so I'm holding my, just show you how this works. Right. So I'm going to just hold, I'm using the light colour first.
Okay.
Right. And I'm holding the stencil down like that.
Yeah.
So even the delicate stencil.
And you're always starting off of the area and bringing the brush in.
Yeah. Well, the only area that's exposed to ink is the bit that's
white currently.
Yeah. Yeah. That's white. So I'll do that. Now what I will do is, just because I want it to show, I'll just add a little flash of pink. Now bright pink.
Okay.
I wouldn't do this usually. I would leave it, but for the sake of the camera, I'm going to do this. Yeah?
Yeah.
Just so that you can see it better. Right. So that's the pink one.
Okay.
And now I'm going to go for the blue. So I'll turn it round because it's easier for me to use like that. And now I'll go to the, sorry. I'll go to the light blue, and then I'll put a flash of dark blue in, darker blue.
Okay. And is there a preference to what type of ink pads you use? Oh,
no, good question, but no. I'm using Distress Oxides, which are kind of, they're chalky. You could use just Distress inks, Adirondacks, dye-based inks.
Artistry ink
pads. Yeah, that's right. Any dye-based inks work really great, really. Right. So if you wanted to do a little bit of blending between the pinks, get a nice lilac, now's your chance to blend the colours. If you wanted to add, let's add a tiny little flash of blue. Let's see if we can get somewhere in between those two. That's really would be ideal.
Okay.
Right? So we get rid of the excess, because I can see that's going to be very juicy.
A juicy one.
Here we go again. Right, so let's just add a little bit around the outside. Yeah?
Yeah.
And let's see what we've got when we do this. Right. I reckon that'll probably work well. Right, so let's see. When I take all these bits off now, so I can just put them on the counter. Because I remember what I said about doing more than one.
Yeah.
This would be my way of,
because it's not going to lose its tack with that one use, is it? The low tack tape.
And see, there are options here, because I only want that little piece.
Yeah.
I've done it this way. I could, if I wanted to, do the whole thing
and then chop up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. The only difference is, if I did that, let me show you, because that way I'd have four pieces, wouldn't I?
Yeah.
For the same effort, if you like. But what I wanted to show you was what's really nice when you do this in this way, by just using a 3.5 inch card, you'll see I'll get a really lovely, it's the little things that give me joy. And you'll see that there's a little tiny white border, which you would not get, do you see?
If it was on a larger piece of card.
There, exactly that. Now that I can so I can add that now. That came out really nice actually.
Did.
Yeah, so it is somewhere in between that one and that one. Look,
Yeah.
there you go.
There we-
Third one's a
Nice.
charm. Yeah, but the thing was, this one was too faded. So now, of course, we can take our stamp and we can. I got 3.
Yeah.
So here we go. So I can stamp now, because this is what we're showing you.
Yeah.
I can take that lovely stamp. See how it's going to look. So I
For
can
positioning.
decide whether, see on here, it probably might get lost a little bit.
Yeah.
There might look really good in the pink. See what I mean?
Yeah, I suppose it
So
depends
now
on
it's
what
up
colour,
to-
if you're going to add colour to the flowers, doesn't it?
Exactly. So I'm going there, right?
Okay.
But do you remember, one's for test and one's for best?
Yeah.
Right, test it first, because you don't want to get that wrong now. Well, I say that.
It didn't
I've got
take
3.
long to do though, did it?
Not at all. Not at all. So let's have a look. I'm just going to take this one. And then, do you think our friends at home would mind if I did a third demo?
I'm sure they'd love you to do a third demo. I don't think
What do you
our
think?
friends would mind at all.
Let's have a look. I'm going to do this one here.
Yeah.
Right, and I'm going to come up. I'm gonna go there. Don't dither too much grey. The ink's drying as you dither. Right.
One
Really
for
ought
test,
to sort
one for
that out.
best.
That's right. So I've got that there now. That looks nice. Isn't that lovely?
That's really nice.
See? So then I'm going to go, right, okay.
I mean,
So-
these stamps, they really are the kiss to keep it simple, because just by creating the background, I know you've often sort of like, you mop up when you're working with like on your brayer and your jelly plate and stuff like that.
Yep. I'm
Um,
coming up a bit higher on
and
this
then
one.
just chop them all up into pieces and take the stamp.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you know, like if you're doing your ATCs, then this is a great way, doing a stencil background. I mean, I'm just doing little individual ones, but you know what I said about getting a 7x7 and doing the whole thing and then chopping it up?
Yeah.
I mean, the reason that I didn't do that was because I wanted to show you how you can
That little
isolate an
white
area.
frame, yeah.
Right, but now let's take that. Now let's have a look. What have we got here? And you do know that you can chop and change them. Do you see?
Yeah.
They're interchangeable with the other sets as well. But let's just see what I've got here. If I take, just bear with me a second. I'm going to take Hope You Feel Better Soon. Right. So that one, I think is going to sit really nicely there.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll just do that.
It's really, it doesn't take long to come together, and if you want to add colour in, you can.
Yeah, exactly. Hope you feel better soon. Done. Right, I reckon that'll fit. Little wobble. There, nice.
So fine in detail.
Yeah, they're lovely.
The quality of the stamps.
That's another thing worth actually mentioning, is the quality of the stamps.
Really
so this
is.
one now, that's going to look really nice under there. Let's have a look. Do I want an anti-wobbler? Ah, well, let's just push the boat out and try
Risk
it without.
it for a biscuit.
Risk it for a biscuit. I've got a little, you know, we always say, oh, if it doesn't stamp up well, use a butterfly.
Yeah.
I've got another idea. Look, that looks good.
That's really nice.
Okay, and then in that set, we also have got these weird and wonderful little butterfly things. So let's go with them.
It's just like the little finishing touches, isn't it? I mean,
It is.
It looks nice, that bouquet on its own, that would be perfect for, you know, like how you showed us with that vase earlier on, in just a long strip.
Yep. So pretty. Let's just pop one in there like so. The balance, nice.
Look.
And then I think I'm going to pop this one down here underneath. There you go, look. Isn't that lovely?
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean about simple? And it wasn't too dark. That one probably would be a little bit too dark, but I don't, you know, it's fine.
But you
It's
could use that
play.
with your other stamps in your collection, couldn't you?
Absolutely. So you can see how easy this is. And then as far as the colour goes, so we go back to, let's say, that trick with the inside,
Yeah.
you know, where you would pick a colour, any colour that would work. That blue would probably work well, or a purple, or a lilac. Let's see if that colour works. And then let's go to this one. Yeah. And you're just going to add a little flash of colour on the inside of the flowers like that. Look.
That's changed it completely.
Has it?
Yeah. All of a sudden, it now looks three-dimensional. Even though you haven't put the shadow around the outside, it's made it look more circular.
There you go. Little tricks and tips.
Yeah.
Doesn't that look nice now?
Because instinctively, you think, I've got to colour the whole flower in, that whole part. But just coming in on those two sides and leaving that white space.
It's nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then on the ribbons as well, right? So you're just going to give a little flash of colour. See, I think as well, all of these stamp sets, when you start to play with them, every single one of them gives you this kind of ease of use.
Yeah.
You know, they're beautiful designs by Tina, I've got to say.
And when you compare, like, you've got the A7 ones we're looking at here, and then obviously you've got the A7, but the A7s, although they've got a larger focal point, they're still ideal for your mini mates because they're not too overwhelming.
It's nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
There you go. So, you know, I want to crack on with another demo.
Okay.
But I think that that shows you how to get a really nice stencil background.
Yeah.
How to get a really, like you say, a bit of a 3D effect very simply. Yeah,
it really does. And as you was putting that little bit of colour in on the inside, you can see the difference between the two, how they now look more circular than these ones here.
And if I had my grey pencils that I had this morning, right, I'll show you, make it really pop. I've got to show off now. We got a grey pencil somewhere?
Grey pencil, have you tidied them away?
I was using them. They'll be in that area with the owls, or are they the ones that are on the
behind you? Did you put them?
Let me just pop them here. I think I put them here on the floor.
Tidied up.
Oh, they're my 200 set.
No, that's my 200 set.
Is it? Oh, right. It's your 200 set.
Hands off.
Hands off. We sell a set of 12, don't we?
We do indeed.
But I just want the grey. I just want the grey one to show you. If I take a light grey, right, and I'll just show you how you can go around the back here. Let me I just want to make a chisel, yeah? Okay. So that, right, that'll do. And if I come in here around this outside edge, like that.
And it's very, very light, isn't it?
Yeah.
Pressure you're applying.
There you go. So you're going to come around on this flower here and around here, like that. Now let's see if you can, I don't know if you can see this. Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
Of course you can. Just I'm going to go in a bit darker for the sake of the camera.
Okay.
Right, so I think if I come in a bit darker, you probably see it better. Right, so you're coming in like so, and you just add a little bit of grey around that edge there, and then feather it out a little bit. Now we're getting there. See, so you come in there and then you feather it out a bit, so you get that depth around the bottom of the... Is that working yet? Oh yeah, here it goes. So you see, and then you come in on the inside of the ribbon. There you go. Start adding depth.
So the light would be coming in from the top, right, where your
from the top
hand
here.
is. Yeah.
So as you do this, you're always thinking, where's the light coming from? And then you just feather away from the. See, right. Let me get a lighter one. We're not in a rush, are we?
No, we're all good. I'm not watching the chat, but I'm sure. Yeah, we've got plenty of friends in the room. Let's have a quick look in the chat, see what's going on.
There we go. So you can see how, sorry?
A lot of chat. I've got to scroll all the way down.
Right, but you can see how you can use the grey pencil to create that shadow. See? And that makes it look far more interesting. Yeah. See how that's made those... I don't know if we can see that, whether it makes it look, see how it makes it look tubular?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, Deborah just said it now jumps from the page.
There we go. So that little shadow around there makes all the difference in the world.
Yeah. And that's from that set of 12 essential pencils, which we also have on our website. And the item number for those is, I shall bring that in, 31031. And these are the essentials that Barb goes to again and again and again.
Right. And then in my set of embedders here,
yeah.
right, I'm just looking for my square one, because let me see if I've got it here. That's the one. I want a square one to show you how they work. Can I
Okay.
show you this quickly?
Yeah.
And then when I've done that, I've got another demo.
Okay.
If that's not too much. What do you think?
What do you reckon? Another demo? Hands up to see another demo. I'll keep an eye on the chat.
I've got a good one. I'm ramping it up a bit. I'm ramping it up a bit.
Gracie's very kindly putting all the links in for you for the other items. But what we'll do is we'll add them into that show page after this show has finished.
Right. So,
Ooh, here we go.
sorry. So let's say, for example,
yeah.
Right. Stay there a minute. I'm looking for
a hammer.
Yeah, a hammer.
A hammer.
Yeah.
Yes,
Right.
everyone says yes for another demo.
Okay, excellent. Good.
Okay.
Right. So I've got a 5x5.
Yeah.
Oh, this bloody
Let's
camera.
just pop that on there. It won't even do it, will it?
Language, Timothy. Don't say language, Timothy, because you're just about to see me rip the ceiling down. Language, Timothy.
I've been using a black archival throughout this hour.
I'll give you language, Timothy, in a minute. Right. Okay. So this is going to sit in there like so.
Yeah.
But I'm going to make. Oh, do you know what? Nobody understands apart from me. Nobody really cares either apart from me. You do, though. You understand, don't you? Right, so what we're going to do... No, I didn't mean you. Right, that's going to sit in there.
Yeah.
But before I sit it down, I want to make sure that this is in the right place.
Yeah.
So I can take my artwork out of there. I don't have to... Oh, for God's sake, Barbara. Right. I'm trying to juggle a demonstration while trying to do that is beyond a joke. Do you know that?
Okay, I can see it. So you're
my
using
stress levels are
low
through
tack
the
tape
roof now.
On the back of the embedder, and this is on the front of your card.
Right. So that's on the front of the card.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to turn it over, and I'm going to rub the back of the card on the inside, just so that you can see where the...
So you're just trying to find the edge of the embedder through the back.
That's right. Okay. So once I've done that, then I just need my tumble dryer sheet, which I can't find, and I do have the number 2 tool. Okay. So what I'm going to do is just... I don't need a tumble dryer sheet, actually. I'm just going to butt up to the edge of the... See, so I'm going to butt up to the edge of the embedder.
Yeah.
And then I just turn around. And what you're doing is you're running the number 2 tool down the side of the embedder. And you can see where you're going to nearly come off the edge.
Yeah.
So then you turn it towards yourself, and then you go down again. And you'll notice that what I was doing, I was turning this artwork, the mat, rather than the...
the piece of card.
Yeah.
And you're doing it on a hard surface as well.
On a hard surface. So when I turn this over now, this is the front of the card.
Yeah.
So when I fold that up like so, this is the front of the card. And then when I lift that off, I've got this really cool... I'm going to try it. Do you know what, Paul? Let me just see if it will take it. Okay. Now you can... Oh, right. It's all right.
There we go.
Okay, so you can see the embedder there, can't you?
So the embedder has pushed it to the back.
That's it.
So similar to what we was looking with the parchment on Friday about pushing back and bringing forward.
Yeah, that's right. So now this it's really nice because it's on a separate piece. So if I just take my low tack glue runner, and I'm just going to now see if that had gone wrong, then I didn't waste my little topper.
Piece of artwork.
No.
Yeah.
No, that's right.
So we've got the tape runners. If you want a set of 4 of those, it's 31146. If you just want one, it's 31065.
And then that, you see, that 3.5 sits right inside the 4x4 inch embedder, which comes in the set, and you'll see it looks, I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah, you can see that now.
There.
And it doesn't need, the white on white really makes it pounce out, doesn't it?
So let's just see if this number 2, there, that looks nice now.
Yeah.
So you can see how that's embedded, how this is 3-dimensional, all very simple, little tricks and tips, and all using that little stamp set.
And also
and the embedders
as well.
And
that stencil.
Product of the week, our stencil.
Lisa.
Love that stencil. I'm still going to do another demo though.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll go back to the pack shop while we have a bit of a tidy up then, shall I?
Please.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. So if you want the collection of the A7 stamps, and they are different designs, the A7 sets are different to the A6 designs as well. So just bear with me while I just flick back up of the chat. So the ones on your screen at the moment are the A6 stamp collection, item number 12097. You've got a £40 saving plus your Clarity Craft Club discount as well. Then if you want the ones that Barb's been using, you can obviously go for them all individually, or the complete collection is 12096. You've got a £35 saving, which brings it down to £39.90. Then I will flag up the storage for those of you that may be tuned in a little bit later. We've got our Clarity Mini Make storage folder in black, item number 31755, in blue 31756, and then finally in pink, which is 31757. And each of those are £12.99. So let's just bring up the details on that larger collection there. There we go. And there's one other item which Barb's going to use in this show. So I'll bring this up on the side of the screen. Maybe not be familiar with. This is our Simple Shapes Aperture Mask set. 30959. You've got a circle, a rectangle, a hexagon, a triangle, a square, and a diamond.
There we are.
There we go.
So here they are. These are basic shapes.
Really useful though, aren't they?
Really useful, yeah. You know, if they're in stencils, it works. But the thing with these is they are so, you can throw water at it. You can,
because they're so thin, aren't they?
They're so thin,
and
yeah.
They seal.
And there's no bleed.
Yes.
You know, so our masks are what they are. So these basic shapes are really good for this kind of thing. So let me just show you where we're headed, and then I'll tell you why I use the mask. Can we go to this one now?
Yeah, of course we can. Yeah, there we go.
Okay, so let's have a look at this. And you can see here, we've used an embedder again.
Yeah.
But how did I get that background? The background was done with one of the stencils. So in the stencil set, you've got the circle, you've got the rectangle.
Yeah.
Whoa, you
behave.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You've got the hexagon.
Yeah.
The triangle. The square. And the diamond.
Diamond.
Okay.
Nice shapes.
Yeah.
But as they say on the packaging, simple shapes. So it's item number 30959. So what Barb's done here with the circular one, you could do it with any of those other 6 shapes that are in that collection.
Exactly. But what I'm going to do is use this particular stamp, which I love.
Yeah.
Really, really love this one. So I think we've got this is one of the large ones here.
Yep. So this is an A7 stamp set, which is item number 11472.
Yeah.
And then you can see there, this is what you have in that stamp set.
Really, really excellent.
I love these little.
Yeah, really excellent. And they're also curvable, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm going to show you, just keep it simple. Keep it simple.
Okay.
Less is more.
Yes.
You know, but I'll show you. So this is a frame that goes around the outside, which way round, so and so and so and so. Right. The first thing we want to do is the background. Okay. So where we're headed is this.
Yeah, it looks like a large moon, doesn't it?
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Right, and you know what I was saying about flicking a bit of water? You can see that I flicked a bit of water at it as well. Now, in order to do that, one, you need stencil card.
Yeah. So
that the water doesn't make the card blister.
Buckle.
It's really good for water. And 2, you need stencil card, and you need the mask so that the water doesn't bleed in underneath.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. So let's give that a go. So I've got a 6x6 piece of card, and what I'm going to do is what I'm after. You see, is the circle, the aperture.
Of course, the outer.
It's not
part.
that bit. It's this bit I'm after.
Yeah.
So what I'll do is.
Should we come in on the third one so it doesn't? We'll see that. There we go.
There you go. So it should work.
Bottle, sorry. There we go.
Okay, so let's see if I can get this in the center. Let's see if it works like that. Yeah, well, almost good enough. You see?
Yeah.
That'll work. Because it's got to be bang in the middle, see?
Yeah.
Because unless I want to trim it back a little tiny bit, which I can.
Yeah.
A little bit of wiggle room. But I've also got some, if I'm going like that with the brushes,
you're going to catch the edges.
I'm going to catch the edge.
This is where the low tack tape really comes into play again.
Yeah.
So you could recycle what you used earlier if you wanted to.
Yeah. But I threw it away because
Yeah.
it was all over the counter and I was getting impatient. So apologies. But there you go. So that's that now, right? So I'm going to use this. And then what I'll do is, stay there a minute. I'm just going to put it on a piece of, so you can see where the card starts. And I'm just going to put it on a piece of card like that.
Okay.
Okay.
You happy with this position, or do you want to try the overhead?
Let's just do this first.
Okay.
I think this is, let's just do this.
Yeah.
Right, so I'm going to start with a lighter colour.
Okay.
So I'll go with a yellow, or I've got wild honey. I'm using a mixture of different ink pads here, but I'm just going to use a yellow.
Okay, and you always keep one brush for your
just
yellow,
the yellows,
don't you?
Yeah.
So if you want those brushes, which are on pre-order, 30006.
So you can see now, I'm just taking the brush, and what you do is you sweep, right? In order to get this, you have to take your time, build it up a little bit. But what we're doing is we're leaving a little bit of lightness there.
Okay.
Right, so I've got my yellow on my, and I'm just going to sweep through there. And when I want to get round the side a bit more, right, I can use my sponge to sharpen that edge. But let's just see what happens if I just put some yellow down first. Right, I'm staying, leave that bit there.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens if I go to the overhead. Oh, I do want to strangle this camera. There you go. No, it's not having it.
It knows it's going.
Yeah.
Doesn't it? It knows it's on its way out.
On the end, so going.
On the end of your foot.
You are so going, mate. Look, even now it's looking at me going.
It's even getting worse, isn't it?
Yeah.
It knows.
Right, so now I need my sponges.
Yeah. So we've got our spot on sponges. You can go a pack of 16, which is item number 30537, or 4 packs of those, item number 31215.
So I'm just, and the brushes, I'm sorry they're taking so long to get here, but they are on pre-order and they are on the way and they are all paid for. And that's all I have to say on the subject.
And I'm sure
really,
many of our friends
apologies.
understand things like that are out of our control, considering what's going on in the world at the time.
Exactly that. So let's just take Stormy Sky.
Yeah.
Right. And let's just pop Stormy Sky. So I'm mixing it up now.
So you're using a distress ink with an oxide.
It doesn't matter. I'm using what I've got in front of me because
You've hidden, haven't you?
I don't know where any of it is anymore. Let's just do this and you'll see, right, that as long as I'm using, they mix, it's okay. And I'm just going to take this blue now. I did have a different blue, but that's okay. This is a good colour. And you'll see that when you come round, you'll see that they mix nicely too. They do. And we're just going to keep going. Paul's looking now.
Yeah.
But you can see how the colour, don't want to play that top camera, does it?
No.
But you can see how you can just bring this colour in. There's a dark blue around the back, I think, Paul. I'll tell you where there's loads of blues. In that bin there from Friday's show.
Okay.
I know that too. So let's have a look. If I'm bringing this in, see what you want to do is you just got to remember this is a background. This is a background. So let's see if I bring these colours in here. See, so I'm smoothing out this lovely chalky ink. So you can stamp on top of it beautifully anyway, right? And then let's take Faded Jeans. Thank you. Darker blue, mixing it up. Using a chalky brush on top of a inky, but it's fine. I can just wipe the chalk off the top. I'm not that precious, and I find the more I'm getting into mixed media, the less precious I'm getting. You know, it's all
I suppose I remember back in the day when you first started working with the gel press.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I went around there once, and there was this paper. The bin was full.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't doing what you thought it should do.
No.
And then you had to adapt, didn't you? And say, right, okay, well, this is what it's doing, and you went with it.
You have to go with what you've got, you know, and that's about the sum of it, really. So now I'm just using.
Which is what you were saying earlier when you're stamping.
Yeah.
To have 2 pieces or 3 pieces on the go at the same time.
That's right. That's right. And if you want it to be darker, like this, then you can use the spot-on sponge, and that will intensify the perimeter. See?
Yeah.
So I reckon this is going to look quite good. So just to recap, I've used oxides, I've used distress inks, I've used a combination. I haven't worried about the brushes. I use them like that.
Yeah.
If, for example, I get a bit of the oxide on here, all I'm going to do is wipe that off with the tissue.
Yeah.
Now I've done that. Now what we can do now is take a bit of paper towel. Let's see if we can get a bit of wet going.
Okay.
Right. So I'm going to just take my hand.
Yeah.
And just put a little bit like that.
Okay.
Just a little paddle. Okay. Little paddle like that. And then I can't show it. Oh, I might be able to. Let's see. Okay. And then I'm just going to flick some colour at it like that.
Okay.
Just a little bit of. See where the flicks are going. Going everywhere except on the moon. That'd be all right.
Oh.
That'll do. Oh, you camera. Right.
Nearly.
So now you let that soak in.
Yes.
Yeah. You let that soak in. And then.
And I'm guessing the longer you leave it,
the better.
Yeah.
So while we're waiting, we could even just wipe clean the ink that's on there.
Yeah.
While we're letting that ink react. Yeah.
You can see it's starting to go in that blue area just there. You can just see
it's
that
already
on the camera
starting, isn't
coming
it?
in. Yeah.
So now let's see. It's not having it, is it? Oh yeah, you are definitely leaving the building with me tonight, matey. And I mean the camera. don't.
What has been invited home for dinner?
Don't start any rumours, friends. I'm fasting at the moment.
You're fasting.
I'm on an intermittent fast. My friend calls it intimate fasting.
Intimate fasting.
Well, if you want to do intimate fasting, Laura, you're cool. I'm going intermittent. Let's have a look. Yeah, oh, close.
You can just see it, especially on that blue.
Let's see if you can see it there.
There we go.
So you can see.
It really does look like a moon with the texture from the moon itself.
Well, let's see what happens when we take this away then.
Okay.
So we can see. And you definitely, any spritzing that you want to do, you want to do that before you leave, move this away. But when you lift that away, it's really lovely.
Look at that.
It's going to give it one more go before you get retired, matey. And I'm talking not to you, Paul.
I'm not allowed to retire.
You are not.
So if you're interested in those masks, item number is 30959. You've got a £3 saving, bringing it down to £14.99. And if you're a Diamond Club member, it brings it down to £12.74.
And then I'm just going to relocate that on the back like that. That'll do. But you can see the background all ready to be stamped onto. Yeah?
Yeah.
I'm going to stamp onto one that I did earlier, only because it's dry. Yeah, but you can see exactly the same. No difference.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's just take this, and now we're going to decide. This is nice. Okay.
And you've used your embedder around
Use my embedder already.
Yeah.
Around the outside, and now we're going to use our stamp to stamp. And I've embedded already now, so that I can use that as my base. Do you see? Like that.
This is lovely. This stamp set.
Well, let's just see what it looks like. Okay. And we're going to stamp it onto a piece of. Do you remember?
Yeah.
Always want to try this out. This is quite nice. Look, love to you.
Ooh,
Isn't that nice?
Yeah.
There you go. So we've done the inside of a little card with one of our pinky grey stickers, or no, it's not. It's a kiss sticker.
Kiss sticker. Yeah.
Kiss sticker.
And
love
then
to
using
you.
a stamp just to embellish it.
Well, yeah. I don't even know. Don't
there's
ask me
so
where
many
it's
to
from.
choose from.
Right, but I'm going to stamp that on there. Oh, look, love Barb.
Oh,
I know. We'll have to send this to someone.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to send a piece of artwork to somebody.
Okay.
We've still got some friends in the room.
We have
So
indeed.
what should they kiss? KISS. There you go. So if you put kiss in here in the comments, then at the end of this demo, we'll
do a random thing
we'll
like
do
we
a
did
random.
before.
Yeah, we forget
Ken,
to do
don't
this.
comment.
Should we do that?
Yeah.
So
let's
you need
do
to
that.
put kiss, capital letters, KISS. Keep it simple.
There's been a request from Ken, talking of Ken. Can we have a video, please, of Barb getting rid of that camera? It may have to be silent, though, Charlie Chaplin style.
Yeah. Oh, right. Because it's folded, because the card is folded and I'm working on the front, I'm going to hold the bottom down with a piece of low tape.
Yes.
I'm full of good ideas.
Yeah.
Now, let's hope that this works. So, anyway, one of these cards is going to come with a kiss.
With a kiss. Not a
to
kick, a kiss.
one of our friends who's written kiss in the comments. Yeah. So I'm going to pop kiss there, actually a bit higher up, so I might put something underneath.
Yeah.
That's it. I'm just making sure that the stamp is good
Yeah.
before I go to me.
One for test, one for best.
One for test and one for best. And also remember, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
So I was getting you know what I said about not getting emotionally attached to anything?
Yes.
We do, don't we?
Yeah. Because you think that what we're doing in front of us has got to be perfect.
That's lovely. So then that, right now, what was I going to show you? There was on here, somewhere here, bear with me a second. I had this idea. There it is. See, I thought, well, it's a bit too long, but
one of the pinky grey stickers.
But that's okay. That goes with that colour. Hanging on to that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But that might be the one that I think the one I'm going to send is this one. This one, if it works. Okay. If it works. Right, here we go again. So I'm going to keep the yellow there. I'm going to keep, whoa, I'm going to keep the blue there.
Yeah.
Right, let's go. This is the one we're sending.
Yeah. Okay.
If it works. If it doesn't, you can have that one.
Wow, generous.
Right, well, I don't want to do it twice. Is that the
one? We've got your other one that's still drying.
Yeah, I've got that one. Sure thing. Right, so let's go. Now I'm going to pop that on there. I'm going to pop that there like so. That's coming in like that. And I'm going to pop that there like so. And she plants it. Right, and then we press gently. These mega mounts are a good thing too.
They are, and we've got various different mega mounts on the website. All you need to do is search for mega mount on there, and there's all the different sizes from 4x4 to 5x5, 6x6, 3.5 by 4.5.
Yeah, let's just see what it looks like.
We're getting lots of kisses, Barb.
Oh, good. There you go.
Nice.
Perfect. So that came out nicely.
It did.
And then you see, so we could put just a note on there.
Yeah.
Or I've got another idea. Let me show you another tip.
Okay.
So I'm going to take those two stamps, those
the other two that are in that set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm going to show you a trick.
Okay.
So you've got two. You've got that and that.
Yeah.
And you would think you do that one first, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
And then put that in.
Inside. Yeah.
Let's try both and then you decide.
Okay.
So I'm going to pop this one in, this one. Let's stamp that one there onto a piece of white card.
Okay, panel
like
first.
So.
Yeah.
Right. So frame first. Could be better. That's why we test.
One
right.
for, yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to go like that. So, right, press, wiggle, perfect. Right. Then we're going to go into this one. Hello. We'll go to this one, and then we'll put this one in here. Now,
right.
See-through stamps, sure, but actually, look, you can't really see so perfectly now because of the edge. Right, we'll give it a go. But you see what I mean?
Yes.
So, works. Well, there you go. The joys of transparent stamping. Let's try it the other way around, and then you'll understand what I'm getting at. So let's pop that one in, making sure that I leave enough room around the outside for my frame.
On your piece of card that you're using.
There.
Yeah.
going with this one. I'm just saying, folks, that this might be, look. See, I can see right. Can you see that?
Yeah.
I can see exactly where I'm placing it.
Yes.
So you got 6 of one and a half dozen of the other. They both worked, but actually, that definitely that was just luck. Do you see what I mean? But you got choices, haven't you? And then once you've done that, then you can cut this out, and then you just pop it onto your like that.
Card like that.
Right. Colouring in, obviously, you're just going to use an orange pergoliner to colour in when it's dry.
Because they'll sit on top of the ink.
Well, the oil back to oil-based again, right? Back to oil-based pencils. Give me 1 second of your time, and I will show you this. Right? If I take an orange oil-based pencil.
So these are the B pencils in the pergoliner pencils.
These are the B pencils. See the white writing, right? And I'm going to go in here. And you'll see that they're very opaque, right? And even on this area here, where it's quite, right? So you see how that doesn't come out as juicy, like as bright. Let me show you a trick. If I go in with white first.
Right.
I'll put
still the B pencil.
Still a B pencil.
Yeah.
But I'm going to put a block down, like a block.
Yeah.
Like that.
Okay.
Let's do it on here so you can see it. So I'm putting a bit of white down from a B pencil. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when I go in over the top, you'll see it comes up much brighter. Can you see this?
Yeah.
So now, even though it's on the blue, it's getting in the dark. No. So what it's doing now is it's creating a wall of white for me. Yeah. So if you want it to be brighter, then all you do is take a white B pencil and put a layer down first.
Yeah.
And then go over the top, and you'll find that you can really get the colour right then.
A truer colour to the pencil on the top.
Yeah, that's it. So just that's all I wanted to say, really.
Wow.
And then that gets layered up on, here's some I did earlier.
Paper. Yeah.
Lovely companion paper. So our companion paper nowadays is single-sided.
So you're just using up your stash.
I'm using up my stash, yeah. So that's going to go like that. That's going to go like that. I'm going to cut one of those up and pop that on there. But you know what? And this is where all these little cards come into play.
Yeah, all those little sentiments on all of the different stamp sets.
Look, this is a lovely one. And you've got, now I don't know whether you've seen these before.
The swatches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So here we go. So we get the swatches. Let's say, I don't know, maybe Northern Lights. I think this could be Northern Lights. I'm not 100. Yeah, well, look
at that.
Well, there's a bit. Tell me I don't know my papers. So I can take a swatch like this, use the same one at the back. Yeah?
Yeah. Like
that. Then I can layer this on that, like so. Then I can pop that on there. Doesn't that look nice?
That's nice.
So there you go. Celebrate your day. I'm going to finish this up. And this is the one we're going to send to somebody who sent us a kiss.
Right. So should we go to the front?
Yeah.
And then what we're going to do now.
Thank you for staying with us so long.
Let's have a look. We're going to just scroll up. I'm not even going to look. I just hope I don't go too far. Right, ready, and stop. And
don't delete her.
There we go. It's 7 Tracy 7. Look, it came up on the screen.
Where does it say it?
It's under there. There we go. Kiss. Look.
Ah!
I clicked it.
7 Tracy 7.
7 Tracy 7. There we go.
There you go. Brilliant.
So 7 Tracy 7. If you'd like to, watching over on YouTube, if you'd like to drop me an email, paul@claritystamp.com with your details, and then when Barb's finished this, we'll send this out to you.
Thank you so much for joining us. I hope that you enjoyed the demonstrations. These stamps are quite spectacular. And do you know what I'd love to do before you all leave?
Yeah.
I'm going to do a clean sweep, and we're just going to take one more look
at some of the larger
samples.
ones.
I'd like to look at some of the artwork from the larger ones.
Yeah.
So that because we've got them all piled up beautifully here. Let's go to the one that
you've just been working
on. Right.
There we go.
There you go. So this is the one that we've just looked at. And
a little bit. I can't reach.
I'm going to do it. I'll come out a little bit.
There
How's
we go.
that? So you can see those are the stamps that we just used. And all of these are in that big bundle. Let me just ping to the bundle.
Yeah.
So you can see, spot it. It's top right-hand corner. It's right up by the 12097.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can see it there.
There we go. Yeah,
And
6 set.
see, for £60, why wouldn't you?
But it's even less. If you're a Diamond Club member, it brings
Yeah.
it down to £50.92.
So this is that top one there.
Yeah.
And we're just going to take a look at some of the artwork, if we may.
There we go. I'll
So
hand
just
this to
some of
you
the
and then you can
artwork.
have a look at
Yeah,
that.
absolutely beautiful. You can see it here. Let's take that out of the way. Let's just take a look at some of this artwork. Tina Morris, gorgeous.
You wouldn't have thought that was the same stamp set, would you? You've
No,
got a lovely
so
sort of garden
useful.
there.
Well, now check this out. Eileen Godwin with a stencil in the background.
Nice.
Beautiful. Then the hearts, Sarah Brennan. This is a gorgeous one. I love what Dee's done. I remember this. She tore up the front cover on the designer papers to use as a base. But you know what I was saying about how the stamps look gorgeous, not just in black.
Black, yeah.
There's another one by Dee. Love that watercolor paper. And she's used the top end of the stamp as a
It's one of the dangly
look,
bits,
the
isn't
dangly bit there to bring in from the top. Isn't that gorgeous? And then we've got, this is nice as well, an Eileen Godwin special again. Love that.
Just using part of it, isn't it?
Yeah. And then this is a lovely one. So I got, this one is Tina Cox herself. So what she's done is she's used the stamp as it comes there.
Yeah.
Right. She's shortened it. We've got Dream, Hope and Believe there. And then she's used one of the little A7 sets.
Yeah, which I'm just trying to find. It's going to be the bottom one, isn't it?
Of course. She's used one of the A7
there
sets.
We go, look.
There we go. For that bit there, which is absolutely marvellous. So there you go. That was the first one I wanted to show you.
Okay.
Was this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, then the next one we have is Best Wishes.
Oh, yeah, this is a great one as well. So let's go to this one. Now, here we've got High. This is 11600.
If you want them individually at $9.99.
Let's have a look at some artwork here. This is quite something, the artwork. Let's go to this one. Isn't that lovely?
That's nice.
Watercolour, White Resist, Dee Paramore. Eileen Godwin, you can see her stuff at 50 paces.
Yeah, it's quite
really nice.
You could have it at an angle, couldn't you? Turning it around the other way.
That way.
That way.
So now we can read the best wishes on the stalk. That's very good. Yeah. Sonia Goodliff, beautiful artwork. Eileen Godwin, obviously like these ones. Sam Crow, very mixed media. And this is a Jane Telford one where she took that, what you were saying about the panel. Really nice. You know, and on the subject of that panel, here's another large one that might come up in a minute. See, so there's the panel, again with that spritzing. Look.
Yeah, blotting the colour away.
Blotting the colour away, extreme. And then I made a bit of a Horlicks of the stamping. So I made a little pot, look.
Oh, yeah.
So that just needs a bit of colour attached.
Perfect.
Done.
Water brush, watercolour.
Yeah, nice, eh? Okay, so that's this set, which I really like. And there you go. So now we're looking at that set.
So that's your Brighten Your Day set.
To brighten your day set. And that was exactly where I was just headed with this. I love this one. It's so refreshingly nice to use because it's just got, look, see on a 3.5 by 3.5. Look, or you can extend it and put that little bit in between.
Oh, yeah.
So easy to do.
Base.
You see? Look, and then you can pop your just a note.
Just a note.
Yeah, I know. It's clever. Keeping it simple. Right, let's have a look at some of the artwork for this one. Debbie. Very lovely.
So I'm guessing may have used that same mask set in the background.
Yes, exactly that. But she's used the outside.
Just like you did.
Same as I did, of course. Linda Spencer. Love the way she's used the little fairies with that.
The little miniatures.
Nice. Then we've got Elaine Milner. Nice bit of glitter.
Yeah.
And
the embedders on there as well.
And then this is a lovely one by Sonia Goodliff on mount board. Very beautiful.
Oh, mount board.
It's lovely, isn't it? Yeah, it takes the ink so beautifully.
Yeah, I thought that was watercolor card because of the movement in it.
It's mount board. Absolutely fantastic.
Lovely.
Okay, next one.
Oh,
I like this one. Can I give you those?
You can indeed.
So this is another one where I thought, cool, so easy. Literally, piece of paper like that.
Yeah.
Embedder, all the tricks that we've learnt today.
Yeah.
How nice is that?
Really lovely.
And you can chop this one off at there, you
Of
know.
course, yeah.
It doesn't have to be in your viewfinder, or go to hello and lose
I was
this
gonna
bit.
say, girls then.
Go to look.
Go to
Hell. No. Go to hell. I've got someone I could send that to.
Yeah.
In fact, I know a few people I could send
And
that
then
to.
with lots of lug.
Lug.
Lots
of lugs.
That's lots of lugs. There's some artwork here if you want to have a look at that.
Let's have a look.
There we go.
Hey, that's my penance. I know whose that is without even looking.
Yeah.
So Eileen Godwin, gorgeous. Sheila Metzeler, beautiful. Many thanks. The design team always make us look so good. This is a gorgeous one
like
with a
that as a
stencil.
frame.
That's a Jane Telford special, and there's a Tina Morris. Love it. Just love
Really
it.
nice.
Very
And
mixed
an inky
media.
mop up in the background.
So you can take these Keep It Simple stamps, because that is exactly as it came.
Yeah.
And then you can look. I'll show you. If I hold the stamp over the top, look. There's that one.
Yeah. And
There's that one.
So you're creating your own bouquet, aren't you?
There you go.
And then the final one to share with you is, we'll just bring this one in now.
Oh yeah, this is
There
a
we
nice
go.
one. Go for it. Oh, this is lovely.
Thanks.
Okay. Do you know it's going to take hours to clear this mess up?
That's all right, I'll do it.
Bye. I was hoping he'd say
It's
that.
easier for me to put it away because I know where to find it afterwards. And we're changing our systems, aren't we? When we do
Oh yeah, well,
Clarity
that ceiling
TV.
bit's coming down for a start.
But what I mean is the demos and stuff like that, the way we organise everything, and
Yeah.
so
Absolutely.
it's easier that way.
Look, it's already Harper, but do you
Right.
know what? It's okay.
Of course it is.
So we got. I tell you what I love about this set, apart from, well, is this.
That tiny little
I mean,
vase.
that's gorgeous, but that little vase.
It's very similar in style to the demo that you did with that one, the
Yeah,
Get Well, isn't
with that
it?
one, it's got the same rosy feel.
That feel to it.
If I bring this right up, let me see if you can see
It's just
that.
more
Look at that.
slender compared to the other one. The
Yeah.
other one's more
But it's got the same
style
same
to it. Well, it's Tina's
story,
hand,
yeah.
isn't it?
Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah. And we've got some artwork there to share.
So we can go white embossed on a
And
really
I reckon
grungy
this one here
background.
is those masks, the square mask.
Andy
from
Duggan.
Andy.
Or it could be low
Could be
tap
that.
masking tape,
Yeah.
Paul.
Oh, yeah, because it's a little bit of bleed. So
Yeah. Tina Morris, torn. Done on,
stamped on parchment.
yeah,
That's
on parchment.
lovely.
That's lovely, isn't it? Then this is Debbie McMullins. I love that.
There's that little
There's that little vase.
vase. It's a little
And it's got-
accent, isn't
yeah,
it?
glossy accents actually on there. Look. Let me see if I can make that. See the gloss? Let me see if I can bring it in here. See if you can see the glossy accent on the vase. Yeah, there you go.
There
See
you
on
go, on
the
the
roses and on the
tulip, yeah.
centres of the flowers?
Yes.
Just a little glossy accent. I wonder if we've still got any in stock.
We may have.
Perhaps.
Perhaps. Perhaps.
Maybe.
Perhaps. Perhaps.
Petetra?
Who?
Sheila Metzeler.
I like that on the craft card.
Very nice. Sarah Brennan.
Those corners.
Yep. Bright and beautiful.
Really lovely.
Gorgeous. Sheila Metzeler. Thank you so much, ladies, for making. Oh, and gents, of course.
And that's all of the ones we was going to share with you, because there were so many to choose from, wasn't there? I mean, there was 10 of
Yeah.
both the large and the small ones.
Well, thank you very much for staying with us for all that time.
Yeah.
I know, we overshot the mark. Can you imagine doing this
Doesn't
at Craig Grant? 30 minutes into someone else's show. It wouldn't work, would it?
No, I don't think so.
Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. I certainly did.
I did indeed.
And I'm now going to dismantle this camera.
I've got a
Oh, no,
film.
you've got to do the...
I've got, Groovy Tuesday tomorrow.
Yeah.
We'll change it on Wednesday when all the filming's done.
Okay.
So I'll put
Thank
out
you
a bit
so
tomorrow.
much anyway. And
thank you to Gracie for helping out in the chat and keeping us informed on what's going on.
that's it.
Don't forget, you can go back and watch this on catch up. Go to the claritycraft.com website, click on the blue or turquoise Clarity TV. You'll go in there. I'll add more bits and pieces that Barb shared with us during the course of this hour.
That was it.
That was it.
All done and dusted. See you later, alligator.
Bye. Bye.
Bye-bye.